feel like that, maybe you're on, that doesn't have like an actual moral compass at all, but now she has a baby again, maybe. So.
It's the second that people see the force of the whites and the White Walkers, they become human, and it's like what Jon has been saying the whole time, we're just on the side of the living. And it's like this great equalizer. It's this great like moment that like the second you see that and realize what you're up against, whether it's wildlings and the Wall, or if it's Jon and Daenerys, it's like this moment where you go, okay, we've got to figure this out. We've got to work together, and I don't care about these titles that I have and these preconceived, notions of why I dislike you and why you dislike me. And I think they're finally realizing that ultimately, if we can show this to Cersei, then maybe we can get to that point too. But I don't know. So. Any final? Oh, sorry, Seth. Yes, I didn't see you waving over there.
No, it was just it was a point to tack on to Beth. We've talked about this in every episode, so I feel it would be remiss if we missed it. We talk about how the acting from the actors and actresses are so amazing.
7 is for the actors.
Exactly.
Yeah.
But when Viserion gets shot down, you see the camera pan over Jorah, Tormund, and Dany, and mind you, those guys haven't seen a dragon before. Jorah has. But it gets shot down and you see this like, oh my god, these things just saved us, and now it's shot down and you see this like just defeated look, like we lost one. Oh my god, that was part of our team. And it was like shocking. Like I don't know how that pulled them together so quickly.
The dragons like seemed upset about it too, and there was like
the screeching.
Did anyone notice
you want to talk about haunting
one
sounds?
dragon only at the very end?
So I don't. Oh, actually.
So what's the other one's name again?
Rhaegal.
Rhaegal.
So where's
Rhaegal at?
I want to pose a question. I would love listeners to actually answer this. So at the end,
Eric.
Yeah. At the end, Dany is watching over the wall. Jorah's behind her, and I'm gonna guess it was probably Drogon who was flying around and he's screeching. So my question is: was Drogon flying around because it was hoping that Viserion was going to come back, and it was sad, or was it hoping that Jon was going to come back? That is my question.
Are we confident it was Drogon?
I think either. I'm going to guess.
Well, let's say
it's
either.
The one that gets, it's the one that gets the most play.
I think Drogon is firmly Dany's.
Yeah.
Firmly Dany's. She was married to Drogon. They are like Drogo. That he's named after.
And Rhaegal
She's
is
always. I could see the other one being.
Yeah, Rhaegal would make sense for Jon.
Rhaegal could make sense.
Granted, Jon did touch Drogon.
Yeah.
So there's a connection.
Damn.
Yeah, to Dany.
That was just like
really
that was
good
like,
thought.
That's
that
a
was
great
just
question.
That
I
was
agree.
like my immediate thought. I was like, wait, is it hoping like it's just really sad and so it's doing laps like, damn, I wish you'd come back, or was it like Jon being like, where's our dude?
I love the emotional attachment that dragons have because they're such harsh looking and like strong creatures. And obviously really, really, really domineering, but like what's really cool about them is the affection they give and the way that they give it.
It was the way that like when Viserion was going down, like Rhaegal was behind him, and it was almost like, he wants to try to catch him.
Yeah.
Like he's like,
So new question. When ultimately the three dragons meet up again and one of them is a White Walker dragon, is there going to be some like hesitation from Drogon and Rhaegal being like, oh damn, like that's our brother?
Yeah, I think that's a really fair question. It's one way or the other.
There's not going to be anything from Viserion, right? Yeah, no way. Like he's going to.
Well, he's dead. I've got to assume that he's dead, and that means
once you're dead, you don't have. Yeah.
With the exception of maybe the Night King and his band of.
But maybe
Merry Walkers
stop. Yeah, that would kind of be really rough.
I want to bring up one more thing too that we skipped, and I brought it up earlier in the show where I said like it feels like we're able to guess everything that's going to happen on the show, but I think there was one moment that I wasn't able to guess, and that was the return of Cold Hands. Like we had kind of talked about like maybe they'll meet up with Cold Hands outside the wall again before the show, but I didn't think it was going to be right then and right there.
Didn't you say last week that it was going to happen?
Yeah, but I bet that they were like on their way to do this mission. They would have met up with him, and he just would have been one of the pack and like helping fight and stuff. I really expected at the end of that to have Rhaegal come back and pick up Jon.
I think everybody was. I think we were all like, oh, here comes Drip. Here comes it. Wait, here it's gonna be.
And then he comes through with this bad fucking Cold Hands, going out in style. Comes through with this badass like torch. I mean, he's dead, right? I mean, that's it. I think we saw the end of Benjen Stark today.
I think Benjen goes out with the two most honorable ways he could to honor his brother.
Yep.
He saves Bran beyond the wall, and he saves Jon beyond the wall.
Yep.
And I think that was his defining moment. Like, I'm going to do this. And it's kind of how Barrick says early in the episode, he's like, I've been looking forward to death for a long time. I think Benjen's probably like, all right, I'm pretty good. Let's do this.
Yeah, Barrick was going to go just one on all the whites, I think, and like just bring me back to life, Lord of Light.
All right, guys. It's time to get into our game. Before we do that, I do want to remind everyone, make sure to reach out to us at Geeks, that's GEEKS, at HOTYB.co. If you have a theory that you want to share with the crew here on the Westeros Gazette podcast or on the Hold On To Your Butts show proper, you can do that just by reaching out to us. Also, again, make sure to subscribe, iTunes, YouTube, Stitcher, however you listen to your podcasts. Share us, rate us. We'd really appreciate that. And guys, it is it's sort of in playing. This isn't a real special game. It's going to be continuing the conversation we were just having about next week. So we are going into the finale. We are going into the finale, and I want all of you, and I'm going to play this game as well today. I want everyone to give me their one prediction of someone who dies next week. And so, one person, and nobody can pick the same person. I have downloaded a randomizing application on my phone.
Wow, you're really prepared for this.
That will allow someone to go first. So it's really kind of draft. So whoever goes last is going to be screwed and going to have to come up with a really creative answer. Or, I don't even know. I don't know. I can't think of anyone that could be like a shoo-in. So, here we go. Who you think is going to die next week, okay? And you can only pick one person, and nobody can pick that person after you. First up. Oh, it's me. That was
so rigged. That's like the commissioner of a fantasy football league getting the number one pick.
Yeah. All right. So here we go. I have not really thought about this, but if I had to guess next week, my number one, and I'm going to go with like the safest. I guess if you're going first, you got to go with what you assume is going to be the safest. I think that we see...
If you see my
you're
answer,
the first
we're no
person.
longer friends.
Unreal.
Littlefinger dies.
Oh.
I'm going Littlefinger. I'm going
Any of
Littlefinger, number one. I say Littlefinger dies. He does not make it out of this season.
$100.
You're already out $100.
Not
so
Next up on the randomizer, we've got people bubble with your people.
Nice.
Beth.
Yeah. Okay. So I don't think Clegane is going to be as big as people think it will be, but I do think
that back.
You take that back, sir. But I do think I could see the Hound's brother, the Mountain. I think the Mountain meets his end. I think I could see that being a fitting end to him.
I didn't realize the Hound and the Mountain were brothers. That makes sense.
Yes. Yeah, the Mountain's the one that
I
pushed
get
him
why
in the
Brogan
fire.
keeps talking about like this big battle between the Hound and the Mountain. Like, why?
Do we have
what beef do they have?
do we have a
The Hound and Mountain are cool. They just go get
Do you
drinks
remember
after
how the
work.
Hound said he was pushed into the fire? That was the Mountain.
Do we have a mind-blowing No, that works just as well.
Sorry, I just wanted to try.
Wait, can we do one more?
Yeah.
You didn't do it for who did you think is gonna die?
I think it was. I had said that I think it's going to be Littlefinger.
Nope.
And I think
Bottom
that-
left.
Bottom left.
So this one right here.
Bottom left. No. Brogan.
You had one
Bottom
job.
left.
Oh,
One
sorry, I
job.
forgot. Okay, right.
The Littlefinger sound.
Ready? Who?
I think Littlefinger.
Fucking Littlefinger.
Fucking Littlefinger.
We're stepping up the budget. All right.
Not 10
It's
million.
like season 6 shit, right?
So Beth again. So you had said.
The Mountain.
So I've got Littlefinger.
For $100,
Beth has the
Alex.
Mountain. And next up, we've got Kendall.
Jamie.
Oh.
I think he could be the unexpected one that gets like stuck in the crossfire somewhere.
Damn.
He's been one-handed too long. That shit can't last much longer.
Yeah, fair.
All right, so Brogan says Littlefinger, Beth says the Mountain, and Kendall says Jamie. Next up, we've got Joe.
God, I don't freaking know.
Try again.
So do you just want to go first?
No, go.
Well, I don't know.
The randomizer chose you.
Yeah, but I don't know who I'm going to pick, so I just got to pick somebody random.
Just gotta
Let's say,
I wish I had Jeopardy. We got to really step up these sound effects.
Ask Benioff and Weiss what they do.
I feel like we're in a place, and this is why I'm really struggling with this, where we are getting a setup and an armistice to go north, and I feel like the actual deaths are going to come after that. But having seen the Hound in his garb I'm gonna say the other side. Maybe the Hound dies in some tragic fashion.
Betrayal. Oh, fine. You have a bet, sir.
No, I'm not betting you $100. I'm very unconfident in this decision.
So
But I
Brogan
could
says
really use $100. So.
Brogan says Littlefinger, and Beth says the Mountain. Kendall says who'd you say?
Jamie.
Jamie. And Joe said
The Hound.
this is really hard to do.
I feel like you only wanted to recap that so you could use the sound
Yeah,
again.
That's all I really want to do.
I know I'm last, but can you randomize it again just so my name
Do you
pops up?
have like
I want to
a?
make sure that
I'm gonna
happens.
laugh if it's not Seth.
Joe goes again.
Oh, dun dun.
I'm out.
Seth.
All right. So originally I had one. However, I'm gonna make a different prediction.
That's good because that's
Grey
the
Worm.
rule.
Yeah, that's a good guess. I
Grey
was kind of
Worm.
thinking the same thing.
Grey Worm
damn good
in
call.
trying to take down
Worse.
King's Landing. Something might ensue, and mostly just because it was kind of brought up when Dany and Missandei were talking. I think Grey Worm dies.
Yeah, that's a good one. I was thinking maybe Euron too for some reason.
He was my other, but I
Euron
think they still need him a little bit.
I think we need to see him be worse. You know what I mean? Like we need to.
There's
Yeah,
also-
I subscribe.
There's also the kind of like the redefining moment for Yara and Theon that I don't think we're getting in the next episode.
I think
It's just too soon.
I'll be really honest. I think the scene with everybody together is going to be really short. I think it might just be the start of their conversations. Because
What if that's the
open.
No, that's like the cliffhanger at the end.
There was a lot happening in the trailer for next week. Like we even see Theon on like the side of some beach jump off.
I forgot that lame guy is still around.
Yeah, fucking Theon. Yeah.
I mean,
we need a sound effect for him.
Yeah, we do. The gun.
Gunshot.
Wow,
it's not even really a gun. It's just.
It's like a
That's
laser.
cool.
What's this
That's
one?
too cool for Theon.
Theon.
Boo, no.
He's too.
That's literally all the
Is
sound
there,
effects.
is there like a snip or anything like that?
Now there is. I'll just cut that out. Ladies and gentlemen, that's all we have time for today on the Westeros Gazette. I want to thank all of our guests, our regulars, which our regulars are pretty much just everyone who's here right now. Sans John. John couldn't join us tonight. He will be here next week for the finale. Oh my God, it's the finale. I cannot believe it.
Hold on to your butts.
Ladies and gentlemen, thank you so much for listening. And I need Seth to give us an outro noise. Oh, is that what we did last week?
No.
No, okay.
I did
What did you do last week?
I
That's what he
did
did.
my first one. I did the water drop. I did the.
Oh, the other side.
Oh, well, that is totally different. Give me the first one again. Okay, then the water drop. Oh, God, I didn't like any of the prep noises.